Hi everyone, it's Sam. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of August 10th through August 16th. I am using this Summer Nights kit from SPC. I did love the colors of this kit. Also, I did use, it was a Misfit Wiggle. It was the blue one. I thought it brought out the blues that were in this kit because it was a lot of purple and dark purple. So it really did bring out the blue, and I did use the half cut headers as bougie boxes to make the spread even more sparkly. And then I'm just going to pull down the spread, the base, and I'm going to answer a few more questions from the tag that Mia from the Planner Addict had created. There was a few more that I just wanted to answer that I didn't get to answer in the last one. So going on to some personal questions, it asks what your favorite food was, and it is, I think, mac and cheese. Like homemade mac and cheese is like the bomb. I also love Chinese food, but like one specific food is mac and cheese. And I also did find this new thing that I'm kind of obsessed with thanks to TikTok. It is bell peppers with cream cheese and salami or pepperoni on top of that with the everything bagel seasoning. Everything but the bagel seasoning on top. So good. And I kind of eat that as a snack every day on my lunch at work for work. And then my favorite drink is bless you. Oh, bless you, kitty. There's Piper. And so back to my favorite drink. I do enjoy the Dr. Pepper with the cream soda mixed into it. I think Dr. Pepper is my favorite, but like the cream soda just tops it. So that's my favorite now. And then my favorite coffee drink. I usually get Dunkin' because it's cheaper, but I usually get a large iced caramel coffee with cream and liquid sugar. Going on to the next question would be my favorite show. I love Grey's Anatomy, Big Bang Theory, Criminal Minds, all of the Chicago shows. I mean, my list can go on. The new show Coroner that's on the CW, that's a fantastic show. You guys should check it out. I think it's only like 6 episodes in, or 5, something like that, but it comes on at Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Such a good show. And then the next question that I have down is, how accurate is your planner? I memory plan, so I write everything down that I do every day, so it is pretty accurate. I don't pre-plan because I find that I kind of waste the space, so I like to memory plan more. The next question is my favorite movie, which has to be 10 Things I Hate About You. I love Heath Ledger in that movie, and I could watch it on repeat like every day of the week, like 24/7 if I had to. And then one of the questions that wasn't one of the personal ones was, if you could shop from only one shop, which shop would it be from? And I think if you've watched my plan with me's, a majority of my kits are from SPC, so I would have to say that SPC would be the shop that I would shop from everything. She has foil kits, no characters, so I would kind of be lost without characters. Oh, excuse me. But a majority of the stuff would come from SPC, so I think that would be my answer. And those are all the questions that I have. If you guys want to know anything else about me, you can leave some questions down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And you can also ask me on my Instagram, which my Instagram handle is linked below, but it is the same, so it is Samantha Marie Plans. And I do tend to post some things on there, like some pictures on there. I try to keep up with everything, kind of just like my videos. But I am going to move on to the day by day now. Oh, no, sorry. I'm putting down the foil overlays. I did on the Fashion Girl up at the top corner, you see that I had to use undo to get the full box overlay off because it wasn't going down correctly. So I don't know if I did it now or at the end, towards the end, but I did use like the little twinkle deco bits that came in the wiggle kind of on her hair because some of the ink pulled up on her braid. So I kind of gave her braid a little sparkle to kind of cover up that, but I do show that towards the end of the spread. And I used a day extender, one that opens like a book, to add the extra full box. Well, 2 extra full boxes. Even though the one was from the washi sheet, which I normally don't use, but I didn't want it to be blank because I didn't have extra plan, so I just kind of put it there too. That it kept opening up though. but I stuck down a piece of washi that I think I saw Chandler do. So I decided to try it out, and it actually worked really well. So it's staying down now with the washi strip. And I am almost done putting down all of the headers. And then once that is done, I will go ahead and start my day by day. I'm pretty happy with my uploading schedule now because it's actually been consistent. But here I am doing my day by day. So starting with Monday the 10th. This was a long week because one of the girls were off from work, so I had to work early every day to kind of cover her tasks in our job. So I marked it with a work label, and then I had a fancy label to mark that I had coffee and tea this day. I made some iced coffee and some regular hot tea. And then after that, it was just an all-out frustrating day. Usually when somebody's off, it's just crazy. So I used one of the third boxes to mark that. And for the tea and coffee, I did use a Bubba Bear Studios bear in the teacup. And then I marked the frustrating day with the munchkin head with the little puffs of smoke coming out of its nose. And then moving on to the bottom half of Monday, I did use a rounded quarter box patterned patterned half box to mark that I had a nice long shower on my lunch break, and I used a Maru from Paper and Milk to mark that. After that, I did go to the grocery store and I used a foiled icon from The Wiggle. And then for the rest of the night, I did sit outside, so I did use one of the munchkins on a sunflower to mark that because I didn't have any other outside stickers, so I thought that this would have worked the best. And then moving on to Tuesday, again, I used a work label to mark that I worked from 8 to 6. And I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning because I worked from 8 until 9 at home, and then from 9:30 to 1, I had to go into the office to work to help out and train the new girl that is in our department. So I marked in office with a mermaid girl from Fox and Cactus on a laptop. And for Dunkin', I did mark with a munchkin with a coffee cup from, I think it was the Coffee 2.0 sheet, I want to say. Moving on to the second half, I did use a patterned squared off half box to mark the training day that I had. And then I went to PetSmart on my way home because I had about an hour-ish until I had to come back onto work at home. And so I went to PetSmart to get some food. And then I did make my dog Bailey. She was the one that recently just passed away. I made her a vet appointment to make sure everything was okay. So I used from, I think it's the bucket list sheet for staying at home is they call a friend, but I used that. And then moving on to Wednesday, I did mark again with working, and then my fiance was not in the greatest mood this day, so I just marked that he was miserable. We did have pizza this day for supper, which I used a foiled pizza from The Wiggle. To mark miserable, I did use one of the LittlePlanetPaperie little monster guys, and then I ordered some stickers from Murdock Talks, so I used a little munchkin shopping with little dollar signs all around them. After that, I did catch up on Wentworth, which is another good show. Another one of my favorites. It's an Australian-based show. It's kind of it's not like Orange is the New Black. It's more violent, but so good. I think it's on their final season. And I did use from Every Minute a Story, their little character watching TV with a blanket. And then I had 2 TV shows this night. I had Catfish and Coroner that I marked. Moving on to Thursday, I did have to wake up super early this day because we did have to take Bailey to the vet. And I did use one of the new squared off patterned boxes in the top. So to get that, when I do use the bougie, I do just use the little extra half cut headers. And I put it on the wiggle sheet first, and then I put it on the planner, so then they're all spaced out properly because then they're all stuck to the square. And then I used one of the labels that used to be the label that had one of the book boxes on it. I did use that because Bailey had a vet appointment at 7:10 this morning. That morning. So it does take us about 45 minutes or so to actually drive down there. So after that, the appointment, we didn't get some good news because I think, like I've mentioned in the previous video, she did have chronic kidney disease. So we didn't know how long we were going to have her left. So we did try some new medications out, and I did mark the getting up at 6 a.m. With one of the munchkins pulling the other munchkin out of bed. To mark that, I used one of the paw prints from the Wiggle that was foiled to mark the vet appointment. And then for the not so good news, I did use the munchkin in like the hole to mark that. And then for the second half of the day, I did give Bailey her medication, so I used a small appointment label to mark that. And then I did work from 9:40 a.m. to 6:10 p.m. and I was in the office from 12:30 to 1:30, so I used a Scribble Prints Co. Pearl to mark when I was in the office. And I also did have trash that day because it was trash day, so I used a Primrose Corner Girl to mark that. And then I'm already halfway done with Friday, but Friday, it was finally Friday, so I did work again early, so I did mark that. I don't mark it when I normally work my 9:30 to 6 shift, but if I have to work earlier or later, I do like to mark it just so I know. And then I was mentally exhausted. This week was terrible with all the bad news from Bailey and then just working early, so I used one of the munchkins with the drained battery to mark that. After that, Bailey was feeling a little bit better this day, so I did mark like her good days. I think I might have written down like her bad days in the weeks to come, but I did use one of the scribblers with the puppy to mark that, as well as my dad had a golf tournament that day, so I think it was on a Caress Press freebie from maybe last year. It was a miniature golf, so I cut off the wording and I just used the golf clubs and the hole to mark that. And then moving on to the second half, I did have garlic wings, so I used one of the foiled food icons from the Wiggle to mark that. I also went to Wise this day, so I had a grocery run. And then my mom and I watched Love After Lockup, which is another one of those like trash TV shows, kind of like 90 Day Fiance, but it's just like, it sucks you in. And I enjoy it every week, and it's one of my favorites for trash TV. But then moving on to Saturday, which I'm halfway through already writing down because I'm talking too much, but I did sleep in, so I used a patterned piece of washi with a Pumpkin Paper Co. Terra on the pillow, and I also used a script from Jody Doodle to mark sleeping in. After that, my parents went to go get 2 new like area rugs for Bailey because she was having a hard time getting up when she was laying down because of her back legs, because of her issue. So they got, and our floors were all hardwood, so she kept slipping a little bit. So they did get 2 new rugs for her to have a better grip to stand up on. And then I did have like a little crying fit this day, so I was in my feelings with one of the scripts from the Wiggle, along with a Fox and Cactus blue-haired girl to mark that. And then after that, I can't see because I don't have my planner at the moment what I marked there. Oh yes, my local church, we have a bazaar every summer that they have food, and they didn't have it this year obviously because of the pandemic, but they did decide to have the food, so they cooked the food and you just went in line, you paid ahead of time what you wanted, and then you just stood in line to get what you wanted. So that was fantastic. And I used a lollipop because there was no really like bazaar food, but that worked just as well. And then after that, I caught up on The Coroner because I tend to forget about it and then have to rewatch it, but that's okay. So I used a TV icon from that. I took a nap until 6 p.m. and I used a Paya from GP Studio sticker to mark that. And then my mom had woken me up at 6 o'clock because her friend that she used to work with had medication that we wanted to try for Bailey. So we drove about an hour away to go get it, and there were so many deer, and I marked that with like the scared pearl. And then Sunday I slept in again And then Bailey had an okay day. I took a nap. I did some laundry. I did some skincare. And I filmed and I edited a plan with me. So I'm just filling everything out here, which should only take me a few minutes to be done. But I figured I'm actually being pretty consistent with my planner and uploading videos. I mean, sometimes it's a week or so in between, but it still works. I am getting better, I promise you. For Sunday, if you wanted to know where any of the characters are from, just leave me a comment below. I'd be happy to help, since I went past that already. But again, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Follow my Instagram. I do tend to post regularly on there. I'm getting better at that too. But I'm almost done here, and then I will be putting the deco bits on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put some music on until the end, and I will be back to say goodbye.
Staring at herself in the mirror on the restroom door. Voices in her head that mirror what she's heard before. All the things they said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head and tend to keep her mind at war. All the things they said to hold her back, they keep her locked inside of all the times when she's been hurt before. Her eyes are swollen as she tries to hold her tears back. Her hands are shaking and her palms are sweating as she says, I don't wanna listen to a word you say, telling me what I can become, and I've been looking forward to this day.
Alright, so I am done with putting that down, and I'm just putting this in my Aura Estelle. I do use the Pearl Aura Estelle Cloud with her inserts. So I'm going to show the Wiggle, this beautiful blue foil. I wish I would have gotten more if I knew how pretty it was going to be. I didn't know how it was until I actually used it. And I am going to take this out again to, oh, there I am showing you the extender and with the washi, but I am going to keep the washi there, I think, just to have it there until it flattens out completely. I am going to show you here up close with the Fashion Girl, where I put like the little deco bits on her braid, because I did lift up some ink when I did use that, when I did lift up the undo with the full box overlay. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye!